You see me okay?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe like, can the camera go a bit further back from you, slightly?
Yeah.
Just ever so slightly, so we see your beautiful head. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll go back on mute now. Have a great practice, everyone.
Okay, if you come to the top of the mat, we're going to bring our toes to touch slightly, heels 1 inch apart, and we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to bring our tummies in and our shoulders down our back, drawing the crown of our head up to reach the sky, so we're standing nice and tall. And we're going to close our eyes. So I want you all to take nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. So I want you to do this at your own pace, seeing if you can lengthen your breath, lengthening the inhales, the exhales, and maybe you can hold your breath at the top and the bottom. Making sure you're pulling your tummies in, standing nice and tall, drawing the shoulders down the back. So we're just going to open our eyes. We're going to inhale, we're going to reach to the corner at a diagonal. Exhale, bring the hands down to reach your sides of your toes. We're not going to straighten our legs just yet, but we want to make sure that our chest is on our thighs. And now we're going to reach up to flat back. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands down and step back. Bring the knees down and tuck the toes. Chaturanga. Draw the shoulders back. Inhale to look up. Exhale, come back down, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Now this is the first downward facing dog, so we want to keep our knees bent slightly. And we're just going to pad our feet, warming up our legs. We're going to lift our bottom up to the sky, making sure we've got nice straight arms. Our middle finger is facing forward, our hands and our feet are parallel. On the exhale, we're going to look forward, bend our knees, and we're just going to step forward to the top of the mat. We're going to look forward, flat back. Exhale, forward bend, bringing the head down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back to Samastiti. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down to touch the floor. Exhale, inhale, we're going to look forward, flat back. Exhale, we're just going to step back. We're going to bring our knees down and tuck the toes. Elbows, rub the ribs, lift up, inhale. Come down, exhale, tuck the toes, lifting the hips up into downward facing dog. We're going to have a couple of breaths here. Lifting the tailbone up, so your bottom is saying hello to the sky. Lovely. If you want to pad out those legs a little bit more, Or maybe your heels can touch the ground, maybe they can't, that's fine. You might want to keep a bend in your knees. On the next exhale, we're going to look forward, bend the knees, step to the top of the mat. Flat back, look forward. Exhale, we're going to forward bend. Inhale, we're going to reach up to a diagonal. Exhale, we're going to come back to Samastiti. You're all looking fantastic. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale, reach up to a diagonal. Exhale, we're going to come down, touch the floor, forward bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, we're going to step back into a plank. Chaturanga, you can bring your knees down if you want, or you can keep them straight. Exhale, we're going to come back to a downward facing dog. Brilliant, couple of breaths here. Make sure you're lifting up your bottom to the sky, keeping the back nice and flat. On the next exhale, we're going to look forward. We're going to step to the top of the mat. Flat back, look forward. Exhale, we're going to forward bend. Lovely. Inhale, reaching up to a diagonal. And exhale, come back to Samastiti. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the sides of your toes. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, we're going to step back. We're going to chaturanga, brush our ribs with our elbows, and we're going to draw our shoulders back to reach up into upward facing dog. Exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, and back up into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Brilliant. So from here, we're going to exhale, look forward, step to the top of the mat, flat back, look forward, exhale, forward bend, inhale, reach up, and exhale, we're going to come back to Samastiti. So this time, we're just going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to inhale, reaching up. We're going to bend our knees. And we're going to tuck our tailbone. So we're not sticking our bottom out, we're tucking it under. And then we're going to see if we can bend a little bit more. And lift our arms up a little bit higher, opening up the chest. Exhale, we're going to reach down. Forward bend. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, come back down. We're going to step back into a plank. And you might want to bring your knees down, or you might not. We're going to chaturanga, brushing the ribs with our elbows. And we're going to draw our shoulders back, inhale and reach up. Exhale, we're going to come back down, tuck the toes. And we're going to come into upward facing dog. This time we're going to bring our right foot to replace our right hand. And then we're going to reach up. Plant the back foot down at the diagonal and reach up into warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to bring the foot back into plank and chaturanga. Inhale, we're going to reach our chest up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to come back down, tuck the toes, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to bring the left foot to replace the left hand. Our right foot comes down at a diagonal, we're going to reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down. And we're going to step back And we're going to Chaturanga. Inhale, reach up, round chest. Exhale, we're going to come back down, tuck the toes, and lift our hips up into downward facing dog. So you might want to take some breaths here. Brilliant. So here we're going to bend our legs, our knees. Exhale, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Flat back, look forward. Exhale, we're going to forward bend. Inhale, we're going to reach up, keeping our knees bent, tuck our hips or tailbone into chair position. Inhale, exhale. We're going to stand back to stand seated. Brilliant, we're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, reaching the hands forward, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, we're going to step back into plank. And we're going to Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, we're going to come back down, tuck the toes and lift our hips up into downward facing dog. Bring the right foot to replace the right hand. Left foot comes down on a diagonal and we're going to reach our arms up. Exhale, we're going to come back down, foot goes back and we're going to Chaturanga. Lifting up into upward facing dog. Exhale, come back down. And we're going to lift our hips into downward facing dog. Bring in the left foot to replace the left hand. The right foot comes down on a diagonal. We're going to reach our arms up. We're going to come back down. Exhale, Chaturanga. Draw the shoulders back into upward facing dog. We're going to come back down, exhale, up into downward facing dog. And take a couple of breaths. See if you can straighten the arms a little bit. And relax your head. Brilliant. So we're going to exhale, bend the knees, look forward, jump, step or float to the top of the mat. And then we're going to exhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lifting the arms into chair pose, tuck the tailbone. See if you can bend those legs a little bit more and lift the chest, open it up, lovely. And exhale, come back to standing. Brilliant. So we're going to do this 1 more time. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Bending the knees, tilting your tailbone under, tuck your tailbone under. Exhale, reach forward into forward bend. Inhale, look forward to the flat back. Exhale, we're going to come back down, we step back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, reach up, upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Bring the right foot to replace the right hand. And lift up your arms, making sure your back foot is on a diagonal. Exhale, we're going to come back down. Bring the foot back and Chaturanga. Pushing up, brilliant. Exhale, we're going to come back down and lift our hips into downward facing dog. We're going to bring our left foot to replace our left hand, and we're going to reach our arms up, making sure our back foot is at a diagonal. Exhale, bring our hands down and bring the foot back. Chaturanga, reaching the chest up and then bring the chest down to lift the hips into downward facing dog. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Making sure you're lifting the bottom towards the sky. Nice flat back, straight arms, relaxing the head. Check that your hands are the same width apart, at the same level, parallel. So we're going to exhale, bending the knees, look forward. We're going to step to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale and flat back, look forward. Exhale, forward bend, bringing the head down. Inhale, reach the arms up, keeping the knees bent and tuck the tailbone. See here now if you can bend your knees a little bit more and lift those arms so that your chest is lifted slightly. I wonder how long you can all stay here. I'm only joking. Exhale, come back to Samastiti, hands by your side. So here I want you to put your feet so that they're hip width apart. We're going to put our hands on our hips. We're going to lift the chest up. And we're going to bend from our hips, so we're bending forward. Exhaling, making sure our ribs, our chest is reaching our thighs. If they're not, we can put a slight bend in our knees. And then I want you to take your index finger and wrap it around your big toe. This is called a Yogi Toe Lock. So here, I want you to take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, I want you to pull your elbows out towards the side to see if you can straighten those legs, keeping your chest on your thighs. Making sure you're breathing. Every exhale, you can draw yourself a little bit closer. Inhale, release. Now what I want you to do is place your hand under your foot, so your wrist and your toes meet. Inhale, exhale, we're going to do the same thing and draw our elbows out to the side. Draw our legs a little bit straighter, helping us stretch, keeping our thighs and our ribs touching, so that we're not arching our back and falling over. Okay, so here we're gonna inhale to stand up. Now what I would like is to step out to the side. A nice big step. We're going to lift our chest up and bring our hands out to a T. And you might want to tilt your heels out ever so slightly, making sure that they're nice and straight. And what we're going to do here is reach out towards the right, and we're going to tilt from our hip. So we're not turning and we're not sticking our bottoms out. And we're going to reach as far as we can. We're just going to turn ever so slightly, as far as you can go. We're not rounding our sides, we're keeping them nice and flat. And then we're going to look up towards the sky, the ceiling, Some people might be a little bit further than others, but that's okay. We're going to exhale. We're going to look down to our foot and come back up. So we're going to do that again on the other side. We're going to reach out to the left, tilting our hips, and we're going to bring our hand down to our thigh, shin, knee, wherever it will go. You might want to use a block. Maybe you've got a block that you can use to help. And we're going to reach our arm up to the sky, look up. We're going to look down, exhale to come back up to standing. So come back to the top of your mat. I want you to step your right foot back halfway down the mat. We're just going to turn our toes out to the side. And we're going to make sure that our hips are facing forward. So where you're facing. And we're going to just bring our hand to our thigh or our shin, wherever you can reach. And we're going to bring our left arm out. And we're just going to twist our arm up to the sky. We're going to exhale, look down to the floor to come back up to standing. We're going to try that on the other side. So we're going to bring our left foot back, halfway down the mat, and our foot is out at a diagonal. We're going to make sure our hips are facing forward. And we're going to bring our left hand across our body, and our right hand is going to go out straight to the side. And then we're going to twist our arm up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to look down to the ground and come back to standing. So we're going to step out and we are going to, twist our right foot out to the diagonal and our left foot is facing the wrong side of the mat. And our heel of our right foot is going to be in line with the left foot toes, making our hips come forward. We're going to bend our right leg at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to bring our hand down to meet the side of our foot and look up and reach up towards the ceiling. Drawing ourselves back as if we're leaning against the wall, so we're not rounding in our backs. We're going to exhale, look down towards our toes to come back up. We'll do that the other side. So we're going to turn our right foot so our toes are facing the wrong side of the mat, and our left foot is going to come at a diagonal. Our hips are facing forward, arms are out, bend the knee at a 90-degree angle. Bring the hands down. The right hands are facing the ceiling and we're looking up, and we're going to draw ourselves a little bit back as if we're leaning against the wall. Look down towards the ground. We're going to come back up. We'll come to the top of the mat. Our right foot we're going to bring back. We want a nice lunge position. So having a nice stretch at the front of our thighs. Bring our right hand across onto our knee. Palms of the hands are going to come together. We're going to push against the knee and our palms together so our hands can come as close to the center of our chest as we can. And then we're going to straighten our legs. Our back leg is going to straighten to come off the ground. If you want to extend this, you can bring your right hand down to the floor. And your left hand can come up to the sky like re. And we're going to look down and see if you can step to the top of the mat without putting your hands down to the floor. Well done, everybody. We're going to do the same the other side. So step the left foot back. Giving yourself a nice stretch here. So we're not at a 90-degree angle. We're a little bit further back. Bringing the palms together. Bringing our left elbow across the body onto the knee. And we're going to draw our chest towards the palm of the hands towards the center of our chest. Push in. So having a nice twist there. And we're going to tuck the toes at the back and straighten the leg. Lifting off. And then if you want to extend that, you can. Placing your left hand down to your toes and your right hand up to the sky. We're going to look down to the ground, bringing our hands to heart center. See if you can stand up without putting your hands down. We're going to step out to the side. So a nice wide stance. Hands on our hips. Lift our chest up to the sky. We're going to bend from our hips here. Nice. And flat back. Put our hands on the floor if you can. You might need to keep a little bend in your knees. It's no problem. What we're going to do here is bend our elbows to bring ourselves back. Walk our hands behind us slightly. If your head is touching the ground, you might want to bring your feet in a little bit. And we're going to push against the floor to pull our heads down and our bottoms up to straighten our legs. Inhale, we're going to come back, flat back. Come up to standing, bring our hands behind our back. So we're going to just lock our fingers together and draw the shoulders back. If you struggle to do this, you might want to use something to hold on to. Or you can do a prayer position. So we're here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to bend from our hips, come forward. We've got a nice stretch, opening up your shoulders. For anyone who works at a desk, this is really lovely for you. And then inhale, we're going to come back up to standing. Okay, if you come to the top of the mat, we're just going to do another quick chaturanga. So bring the hands up to a diagonal. Exhale, bring the hands down to meet your toes. Step back. Chaturanga. Lift up the chest, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back. Come back down, tap the toes. Lift yourself up into a downward facing dog. We're just going to bring the right foot forward to replace the left hand. And the left foot is going to come down at a diagonal. We're in warrior one again. So here, we're going to shuffle our foot towards the left. And we're going to open up, keeping our nice right angle, and turn our hips to face forward. Warrior two. So here, we're going to keep breathing. Lift our hands up. We're going to shuffle our foot round so that our right foot is facing the wrong side of the mat. Turn the foot out, the left foot, to face the diagonal. We're going to just bend into our warrior two. Shuffle the foot now, back out. sorry, mental block. So you're just going to come to the top of the mat, the other side. And we're just going to come to seated. So our feet are flat on the floor. Keeping our feet flexed, you might need to have a slight bend in your knees. You can use a strap if you have one. If you can reach your toes, grab hold of your big toes, Yogi Toe Lock with your index finger. And we're going to keep our backs flat. So we're not going to round our back, we're just keeping it flat. Maybe you can straighten your legs, maybe you need to keep the bend, that's fine. We're just going to pull at our feet, trying to straighten those legs as much as we can. Maybe we can draw our elbows out to the side to bring ourselves a little bit closer, but making sure we're keeping that nice back, that back nice and flat. And release. This time we're going to try and put our hands on our feet, the balls of our feet, and do the same thing again. So draw the elbows out to the side, keeping that back nice and flat, feeling the stretch. Making sure you keep breathing. And release. So here, we're going to just check something. We're going to do a Chaturanga. So we're going to cross our legs, please, whilst we're sitting. We're going to lift our legs up, cross our legs, and come through to plank. And we're going to Chaturanga. So we're going to come down and tuck the toes, push up, exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to jump into a seated position. So we're going to cross our legs and come back to seated. So we're going to bring our feet, legs nice and straight. Bring one foot, so bring your left foot towards your right thigh. Flex your right foot. We're going to reach up to the sky. We're going to fold forward to reach the right foot, keeping that back nice and flat, bringing the elbows out towards the side, gaze is facing forward. A couple of breaths. On the exhale, see if you can draw yourself a little bit closer. Inhale to come up. Swap legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to reach towards the toes. Looking forward. Bringing your elbows out to the side, flat back. On your exhale, see if you can draw yourself a little bit closer. Keeping the gaze forward. And exhale to release. Bringing the foot forward, hands behind your back, point the toes, lift your feet up, cross your legs, and then we're just going to jump them through into a plank, Chaturanga. Bring the elbows to brush the ribs, lift up into upward facing dog. Exhale, come down, tap your toes, downward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees. We're going to jump back to seated. Bring your left foot in towards your right thigh. Bring it in as close as you can get it. And you want to have about 3 fists width in between your foot and your leg. So there's a nice space, so it's not close up. So, and your foot needs to be nice and strong so that you can use it to stand up. And here you might need to use a strap. You can reach your right hand up and put it, left hand up, sorry. We're going to reach it around our left leg. Right hand reaches forward. And if you've got a strap, you can just wrap it around. So as forward as you can, reach it up and it wraps around to reach your hand. Or if you can grab your hand yourself. So we've got a nice twist, nice bind here. Bring the shoulders back. So you're sitting up nice and tall and flex your right foot. And release, bringing the feet together. Bring your right foot up, making sure you've got a nice distance between your foot and your thigh. Bring your right arm up, reaching up nice and high. Making sure your back isn't arched. We're going to reach as far forward as we can and wrap that hand around your right leg. And we're going to reach the left hand as far forward as you can. Bringing it up and around your back to meet the right hand. And we're just going to make sure that our back is nice and flat, lifting our chest and flex our foot. Our left foot. Sitting up nice and tall. And release. Pointing your toes, put your hands behind your back. We're going to lift our feet up. We're going to cross our legs, jump through, Chaturanga, and tip the toes, lift up into upward facing dog, come back down, tuck your toes, reach your hips up, downward facing dog, and we're going to jump through to sit in again. Bend the knees and jump and cross your legs. We're back into seated. We're going to do boat pose now. So bring your feet forward. We want to make sure our back is nice and flat. So we're not sinking into our back. So if you feel that you're sinking, you can just bring your feet down, lift your chest, and bring your hands underneath your legs to pull your back up nice and tall. So that's the first position. Second position is to take your feet off. So you can keep them at a nice diagonal, or you can straighten your leg, whichever you prefer. And then you can release your arms, making sure you don't sink into your back. And release, come back down. So we'll do that one more time. Actually, we'll do it 2 more times. So making sure your back's nice and flat. Lifting your feet off. Lifting your arms off. Don't forget to breathe. And release. So we'll do that one more time. Lifting your legs, lifting your back, lifting your arms. And don't forget to breathe. And release. Well done, everybody. We're going to roll back, so we're going to roll through the spine, making sure each vertebra is touching the mat one by one. And we're going to lift our left leg up. And we're going to see if we can reach our toes. If you can't reach it, you've got a strap, a t-shirt, a jumper, anything that you can wrap around your foot, just so that you can hold on to your foot, or you can keep a nice bend in your knee to hold on to your toe. So our leg is coming up straight, either with a bent knee or not. And we're just going to pull our elbow down towards the ground to see if we can straighten that leg a little bit more. Feeling a nice stretch. Don't forget to breathe. And now we're going to hold on to the toe and bring the foot out towards the side, making sure our pelvis, our bottom, doesn't come off the floor. Keeping it nice and straight. Bring the foot back up. Hold on to either your calf muscle, or if you can hold on to your foot, whichever is best for you. We're going to lift our head up, bending our elbows and seeing if we can reach our nose towards our toes as far as we can. Maybe we can leave go of our hands and reach as high as we can, making sure our right leg is flexed and our left leg is toes are pointed. And release. Well done. So we'll do the same on the other side. Lifting the right foot up, hold on to your toe. Bending your knee if you need to. We're going to create a little bend in our elbow to draw our toes closer to our head. See if we can straighten that leg as much as we can, making sure the leg on the floor is active by flexing the foot. Don't forget to breathe. And we're just going to now see if we can draw our foot out to the side as far as we can. There's a wall in my way. And bring it back up. Hold on to your calf muscle, or you can hold on to your foot. We're going to bring our head, our nose as close as we can towards our toe. See if you can leave go of your hands. And you're going to exhale. We're going to release. Okay, so we're going to bring our feet now in towards our buttocks. Bring them as close as we can. And we're going to put our hands onto the floor by the sides of our bodies. We're going to push into our feet to lift up our hips. See if we can roll throughout the spine. So our hips are coming up towards the sky. Maybe you can bring your hands to meet underneath your bottom to draw the shoulders closer, to lift yourself up a little bit higher. And release, roll through the spine. And we're going to do that a couple of more times. So we're going to push up. Hold our hands underneath our bottoms, bringing our shoulder blades closer. See if you can push a little bit higher. And release. One more time. Roll through the spine, lifting up. Holding our hands together underneath our bottom. Draw the shoulders together. Lift up. See if you can get a little bit higher this time. And release. If there's any pose that anybody would like to try before we end the session, then you've got some time to take that now. If not, you can bring your feet down to all fours. Sorry, bring your feet down to the corners of your mat. When you're ready, and your hands by the side of your body. big deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. If you're still doing a pause, that's fine. Take your time. So I want you to be aware of your breath, but I don't want you to control your breath. Just be mindful of it. Leave your fingers and your toes sink into the ground. Your legs and your arms. Your body, your head. Feel it sink deep into the ground. Maybe there's a droplet of sweat running down your body, down your face or down your arm, and you can follow it. Where will it lead? See if you can clear your mind. Just focus on your breath. If a thought comes into your mind, don't worry. Bring any thoughts, bring your mind back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers. Wake up your toes. Keeping your eyes closed. When you're ready, you can roll onto the right side. Bringing yourself up to sit in. Hands to heart center. We're going to to end our practice today. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.